Welcome back for part 2 of this giant-sized edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can order Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy, pre-order Edge of Eternities, or find a vast number of other great items on their website. Remember, if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. Just look in the description or comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. If you missed part 1 to this week's Market Watch, go back and watch it right now. The market has been extremely turbulent in the wake of Final Fantasy, which is why we're looking at the top 30 hot and cold cards this time around. In part 1, we saw both the hot and cold cards numbered 30 through 16, and in this part we'll conclude our journey by looking at the top 15 hot and cold cards. As always, our lists are based on two pieces of criteria: the percentage change in the value of the cards as well as the change in the number of sales from week to week. We'll quickly look at the cold cards and then spend a little more time on the cards moving up in price. Quickly before we get started though, just one fast thing. I want to say thank you to one of our silver patrons, that is BearBearsRVA. Bears, thank you so much for all your support on Patreon. Being a long-term patron really helps the channel, really goes a long way. Thank you again so much, Bears. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin with part 2 of the top 30 coldest cards of the week. Remember, our cold cards are considered cold because they're moving down in value. They're not necessarily seeing less play. All 30 of the cold cards this time came from Final Fantasy products. Again, not surprising because so many packs are being opened right now. It's inevitable that some of the demand is going to be satisfied relatively quickly. Keep in mind though, the 30 cards in the countdown this weekend are the ones with the highest percentage decreases, but they are just the tip of the iceberg. A lot more very significant Final Fantasy cards are moving down. In part 1 we saw the first half, now we're going to see the second half, beginning with number 15, Elfinod Levelure from the Science and Spellcraft Commander deck. Down $1.58 to 66 cents, that's a 71% decrease. Number 14, Louisoix Sacrifice, down $1.60 to 123, that's a 57% decrease. Number 13, Rejoin the Fight from the Revival Trance Commander deck, down $1.81 to 87 cents, that's a 68% decrease. Number 12, Astrago and Realm, also from Revival Trance, it's down $1.84 to 84 cents, it's a 69% decrease. Number 11, Lightning Security Sergeant from the Starter Kit, down $2.01 to 184, that's a 52% decrease. Number 10, Lindblum Industrial Regency, down $2.03 to 238, that's a 46% decrease. Number 9, Deadly Embrace from the Starter Kit, down $2.05 to 175, that's a 54% decrease. Number 8 is Sin Unending Cataclysm from the Counterblitz Commander deck, down $2.26 to 153, that's a 60% decrease. Number 7, the Darkness Crystal, down $4.08 to $3.92, that's a 51% decrease. Number 6, Rosa Resolute White Mage from the Starter Kit, down $4.82 to $5.17, that's a 48% decrease. Number 5, the Earth Crystal, down $5.94 to $6.05, that's a 50% decrease. Number 4, Astrologian's Planisphere, down $5.99 to $5 for a 55% decrease. Number 3, Jumbo Cactuar, down $6.02 to $6 for a 50% decrease. Number 2, Beatrix Loyal General from the Starter Kit, down $9.49 to $3.56 for a 73% decrease. And coming in at number 1, also from the Starter Kit, is Ultima Weapon, down $15.90 to $14.09, that's a 53% decrease. Alright, we're in the home stretch, now onto our top 15 hottest cards of the week. Let's get started with number 15. Sigarda's Aid, the Eldritch Moon copy, up $2.34 to $11, that's a 27% increase. The Commander Legends Commander copy from the Arm for Battle deck is up $2.90 to $11.96 for a 32% increase. This is currently used in modern Jeskai and Mono White Hammer Time builds, and it has been known to see play in both 1v1 duel and regular Commander. In Dual Commander, it's in Light Paw's Emperor's Voice, and in regular Commander, you see it in Captain America First Avenger, and Ariete of the Charmed Apple, for example. However, if you watch part 1, you know that the equipment support from Final Fantasy has been pushing cards like this, and Sigarda's 8 is already seeing more play. In Dual and regular Commander, I'm seeing it indexed around Cloud Midgar Mercenary. Sigarda's 8 is also a good upgrade to the Limit Break Commander deck, and it's appearing in fresh builds around the front-facing Commander from there, Cloud X Soldier, plus players are using Sigarda's 8 in builds around Lightning Army of 1 from the main set. Number 14, Jaws of Defeat, up $3.08 to $4. That's a 335% increase if you're doing the math at home. This is from the Tarkir Dragonstorm Abzan Armor Commander deck, and it does see Commander play around the front-facing Commander from its precon, Velothar the Steadfast, and around Betor Kinta All from the main set, but again, Final Fantasy has made a card more sought after. Jaws of Defeat combos with the new card Overkill from Final Fantasy's main set. If you play Overkill before Jaws of Defeat's trigger resolves, you get to take out one opponent at the commander table. Why stop there though? Many players are putting this combo in commander decks around another Final Fantasy card, Xenosie Galvis / Shinryu Transcendent Rival. That way, when you take out the one opponent, you win the game. This might be hard to pull off when the whole table has no choice but to try to stop you, but people are going to give it a go. Number 13, Ophidian Eye from Time Spiral, up $3.55 to $14.55. That's a 32% increase. This is the only wide release printing of the card, but there was a reprint in Mystery Booster 2. That one is moving up as well, but there's not enough actual sales to determine by how much. Ophidian Eye currently gets some commander play in builds like Geierson Star and Kellermorph and Niv-Mizzet Perun. However, the key driver for this price spike again is Final Fantasy. Players are grabbing this card to upgrade the Scions and Spellcraft commander deck, and others are putting it in deck lists around the front-facing commander from there, Y'shtola Knights Blessed. Plus, Ophidian Eye is in a lot of regular and 1v1 dual commander deck lists around a card from the main set, you guessed it, Vivi Ornithir. Number 12, Keeper of the Nine Gales. The Legion's copy up $1.95 to $12 for a 19% increase. The one from the list goes up $3.94 to $14.76. That's a 36% increase. In the past, this could appear in Derevi Imperial Tactician builds, for example, but birds are so hot right now thanks to Final Fantasy. This is moving up because many players want to include it in their commander decks around Choco, Seeker of Paradise. Number 11 is Generous Pup, up $3.98 to $15.98. That's a 33% increase. This has been seeing a little commander play in Miss Bumbleflower and Rin and Syrian separable builds, for example. Now though, the card is on the move because some players are getting it to upgrade the Final Fantasy Counter Blitz commander deck, and others are using it in new builds around the front-facing commander from there, Tidus Yuna's Guardian. Alright, before we get to our top 10, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can order Final Fantasy products there. You can pre-order Edge of Eternities, or find any number of other great items on their website, Magic-related or otherwise. Remember, for orders over $100 or consist only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States, and if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or the comment section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. Now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 10. Coming in, where we normally start at number 10 is Perch Protection, up $4.48 to $6.48. That's a 224% increase. This is from the Bloomborough Peace Offering Commander deck, and you do see it in fresh builds around the front-facing commander from its precon Miss Bumbleflower. It's been in other decks too though, like Derevi Imperial Tactician for example, but do I even have to say it at this point? This is moving up thanks to Final Fantasy. Mostly because of its role in the Choco Seeker of Paradise commander builds, but to a lesser extent, I'm also seeing Perch Protection in commander decks around Stiltskin Moogle Merchant and Mog Moogle Warrior from the Revival Trance deck. Number 9, Nether Trader. The Time Spiral Remastered copy goes up $1.53 to $9.12. That's a 20% increase. The Time Spiral copy up $5.27 to $14.02. That's a 60% increase. This has been known to get a little bit of commander play in decks like Gix Yawgmoth Praetor and the ever-changing Dane, for example. Now though, there are a couple Final Fantasy cards pushing this. I'm seeing Nether Trader appearing in commander decks around Sephiroth Fabled Soldier / Sephiroth One-Winged Angel, and to a lesser extent around Reno and Rude. Down 7 spots this week to number 8, Quicksilver Elemental, up $6.71 to $39.19. That's a 21% increase. This one-print wonder hasn't been seeing much play to speak of, so you know Final Fantasy is behind this. I won't bury the lead. This is part of a 2-card combo with Vivi Ornithir. Quicksilver Elemental can use Vivi's ability without the only on your turn and once per turn drawback. That gives you infinite blue and red mana, and this is already happening in Commander and 1v1 Dual Commander VV builds. Up one spot this week to number 7, Savor the Moment from Shadowmoor, up 672 to 1469, that's an 84% increase. This has been known to see Commander play in Aloro, Ageless Ascetic builds, among others at times, but this is a blue non-creature spell. Gee, I wonder why it's spiking. Oh yeah, it's because of VV Ornithir. Savor the Moment is appearing in VV Commander decks. Number 6, Kessig Flame Breather, the Innistrad Crimson Vow copy up $1.36 to $2.76, that's a 97% increase. The Innistrad double feature copy goes up $7.10 to $9.34, that's a 317% increase. First off, this is a solid popper card in Burn and Madness Burn. It has also been seeing Commander play in a variety of decks like Gyre Star Colormorph and Narset Jeskai Waymaster. That one's a newer card from Tarkir Dragonstorm. However, Final Fantasy is the cause of Kessig Flame Breather's price spike. It's good in multiple builds around cards from the new set. Sure, one happens to be VV Ornithir, but I'm also seeing it in builds around Kuja Geom Sorcerer / Trans Kuja Fate Defied, Black Waltz number 3, and the Emperor Palamecia / the Lord Master of Hell. Number 5, Harmonic Prodigy, up $8.11 to $14.99, that's a 118% increase. This card has seen Commander play in several decks, like Stormforce of Nature and Inala Archmage Ritualist, for example. However, Final Fantasy has brought us some strong wizard creatures, making Harmonic Prodigy much better and more sought after. It's appearing in a ton of VV Ornithir regular Commander builds, and it's also in some versions of the 1v1 Dual Commander VV decks. Harmonic Prodigy is also in some other regular Commander builds around new Final Fantasy cards, including Kuja Geom Sorcerer / Trans Kuja Fate Defied, Kefka Court Mage / Kefka Ruler of Ruin, Black Waltz number 3, the Emperor Palamecia / the Lord Master of Hell, and Kefka Dancing Mad from the Revival Trance deck. Coming in at number 4, the Buster Sword, up $12.07 to $59, that's a 26% increase. Even with all of the Final Fantasy product that has been opened, the Buster Sword is still moving up in price this week, and that does say something. It's a strong equipment card for Commander builds, and it's appearing in several, both old and new. I've seen it in 1v1 dual decks around Felia, Exuberant Shepherd, and when it comes to regular Commander, it's a good upgrade to the Limit Break deck, plus I'm seeing it in fresh builds around a couple cards from there, Cloud X Soldier, and Tifa Martial Artist. Additionally, the Buster Sword is in popular Commander builds around cards from the main set too, like Cloud Midgar Mercenary and Lightning Army of One, for example. Number 3, Gyre Star Colormorph, up $12.29 to $43.72, that's a 39% increase. This is from the Warhammer 40k Tyranid Swarm Commander deck. It remains a very popular Commander in both regular and 1v1 Dual Commander. Plus, it's in the 99 of a few regular Commander builds, like the Swarmlord, for example, which is the front-facing Commander from its pre-con. Now, however, there is a card from Final Fantasy that's pushing this. Some players are adding Gyre to Commander deck lists around VV Ornithir, and vice versa. The two cards play extremely well together, especially with some enchantments with abilities that trigger when the enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent. Things like Sigil of Sleep, which we saw in Part 1, or Ophidian Eye, which we discussed earlier. Additionally, I have seen Gyre Star Colormorph in some Kefka Court Mage / Kefka Ruler of Ruin decks as well, but VV is the key driver for the price spike. Number 2 is Sphere Grid, up $19.70 to $34.64, that's a 132% increase. This is from the Final Fantasy Counter Blitz Commander deck, and again, this price increase is a testament to the strength of the card. Of course, this is in fresh deck lists around a few cards from its pre-con. Tidus Yuna's Guardian, Yuna Grand Summoner, and Aerith the Last Ancient. But Sphere Grid is also appearing in other Commander decks, both old and new. A few other popular examples include builds around Quinnique Gourmet, Choco Seeker of Paradise, and Tifa Lockhart, all from the main set. And finally, we made it. Coming in at number 1 is Stig River Cutthroat. The Zendikar Rising Commander copy from the Sneak Attack deck is up $8.99 to $19.99, that's an 82% increase. The Shadowmoor copy is up $12.41 to $23.41, that's a 113% increase. And the one from the list is up $27.27 to $46.86, that's a 139% increase. Sig River Cutthroat has been getting Commander play in a few builds, like Anawan the Rune Thief, and sometimes you see it as a Commander as well. But we've been through 29 of these by now, so you know why this is spiking. Final Fantasy. Sig is a good upgrade to the Final Fantasy Science and Spellcraft Commander deck. Plus, it's great in fresh builds around Y'shtola Knight's Plus from there. And we made it. 30 cards going up, 30 cards going down. This has been quite the two-part episode of the Market Watch. If you missed part 1, definitely go back and check it. There's a lot of really good cards in there. Until next time, though, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe. And, of course, have a good day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.